So today we are going to start in a seated posture. So I'd like to invite you to find your cozy seat, whatever that means for you. If you want legs crossed or extended, totally up to you. If you prefer to lay down, then by all means feel free to do so as well. Hands can rest on the lap, they can rest on the thighs and the knees. Again, just whatever feels natural and good for you. Before we jump into our meditation, I do want to preface this class that today we are going to be working up to triangle pose or Trikonasana. And throughout the class, I'm going to be guiding your awareness to different areas in the body. So as we move through other postures, I'm going to kind of guide you to do certain things on those postures because they're going to eventually translate to triangle pose. And when we're in triangle pose, we're really going to kind of workshop style it. So it's going to be a little less flowy, a little more tutorial workshop, so you can really feel what the proper alignment feels like in your body. So just wanted to preface that before we jump into class, but let's get started anyway. So we'll start with our beginning meditation. Once you find your cozy seat, just gently draw your eyes closed and we'll get started there. Take a couple of moments to begin to tune your awareness away from the external world and towards your body, towards your environment within. Take a moment to release and let go of everything that has happened this week and so far today. And also let go of anything that's left to do today and for the next week. Right now, this time is for you to be with your practice, to be in your body. Everything that needs to be done will have its time and place for completion. And everything that was done is now complete. So allow yourself to be in the middle of it all, in the peaceful moment that exists right now. Bring your awareness all the way towards your legs and the lower half of your body. Allow the legs to rest heavily towards the ground beneath you. Soften the sits bones and the hips down towards the ground. And as you do so, begin to lift the spine, stacking every vertebra one on top of another, eventually lifting through the back of the neck as the crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling above you. Soften your facial expression, relaxing the forehead, the eyes. Soften the jaw and the cheekbones. Allow the shoulders to melt down the back body, creating lots of space around the neck and ears. Soften your chest and the belly. And allow the arms to effortlessly hang by your sides as the hands rest on your lap. Begin to feel the manifestation of the breath in your body. Can you start to feel the inhales and the exhales within? Notice where you feel the breath throughout the entirety of each inhale and exhale. You may feel the breath in multiple areas of the body or just one, but notice where you feel for yourself. Allow your mind to begin to steady on the sensation of the breath in the body. As we're here with the breath, allowing the mind to begin to arrive in the present moment. Naturally, the mind will wander towards external noises or internal distractions such as thoughts. When that happens, simply become aware and come back to the breath. For our time together, the breath is our guide. We will synchronize our movements to the breath and allow the breath to be our gauge to whether we should go a little bit further in a posture or take a couple steps back. The breath is the real-time indicator that guides you and tells you where you should be. With every inhale and exhale, allow your mind to relax a little bit more. Let everything else fade to the background. All there is the breath in your body right now. Allow yourself to fully feel a couple more breaths, breathing deeply. Once you really feel connected with those inhales and exhales in your body, begin to peel the eyes open and simply find somewhere to look on the ground ahead of you. Soften your gaze, allow the eyes to relax towards the skull. Can you continue to feel the breath within? So we've reintroduced a new sense, the sense of vision. So with the eyes open, continue to have that inner gaze, to feel the breath. One more big breath here, allowing yourself to fully arrive in your body. And whenever your next inhale arises, gently straighten your legs out in front of you. And if you need to maybe bob the knees up and down, feel free to do so. We'll start practice today with a nice, gentle forward fold. So press the knees down towards the mat, pull the toes back towards you. Exhale if you haven't already. And on your next inhale, pull the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, walk the hands down alongside the legs. Pause at a point that just feels like a good stretch for you. And on your next inhale, can you really pull the heart forward, shining the heart space towards the front of your room. And then relax the shoulders down the back body. Exhale, maybe you fold a little bit deeper, allowing the elbows to drop towards the mat. Legs are very active here as the knees press down, toes pull back towards you. Pause here for a couple more breaths. Stay with the gaze in the body. Now as you're here on your next inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. On the exhale, pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Pause here, continue to breathe. Notice all the space that you created around the ears, around the neck. Breathe deeply. One more big breath. Beautiful. On your next inhale, walk the hands back up towards you. Come up to seated. Exhale. Inhale, wide-legged forward fold. So step the feet out wider than your mats. Pause here. Exhale. So we're going to play around with the legs before we come into the shape, just for a brief moment. Bring your awareness, and you can even touch with your hands the inner thighs. So from here, if you want to take a look at your big toes, we're going to imagine as though we want to pull the big toes towards the wall behind us. So you can even kind of do that rainbow motion with your toes. So when we do so, if you have the hands on the inner thighs, you're going to notice the inner thighs also pull towards the wall behind you. So imagine as though pinky toe side of the foot is pulling back, inner thighs are rotating backwards, sit up super tall on your inhale. So the legs are working here, knees are pressing down. On your exhale, try to keep your legs as they are. Maybe you just gently walk forward slightly with the torso and the hands. Pause and breathe deeply. Relax those shoulders away from the ears again, and you can go as far as you'd like, but stay conscious of this motion of the legs, of rolling the inner thighs back, almost like you want to point the big toes towards the wall behind you. Should be receiving a nice stretch along those inner thighs. Pause for a couple more minutes, soften your jaw, breathe deeply. Keep shining the heart forward, the spine is nice and long. 2 more big breaths. 1 more. On your next inhale, walk your hands back towards you, and then exhale, bring the legs to close in front of you. Good job. Inhale, swing the legs on behind you, tabletop position, hands and knees. And we're going to sink it back to child's pose. So big toes touch, knees spread wide, exhale, hips to the heels, and drape the body down towards the mat. Pause here for a couple breaths. If you like to sway those hips side to side or even rock the head side to side, feel free to do so. As you're here again, maybe you try to shrug the shoulders up towards the ears and then relax, pull them down away from the ears, and just notice all that space that you create once you do that. Breathe through the back body, feel the breath puff up the back on the inhales, and on the exhales, feel the body rest towards the ground. And 1 more big breath here. On your next inhale, gently make your way up, hands and knees tabletop position. Exhale once you get there and make sure the wrists are directly under the shoulders, knees, hips distance. And we're going to move through some cat-cows next. And I really want you to bring your awareness towards the rib cage and the hips and just become aware. Feel in your body as we flow the expansion and the contraction when we move in such a manner. This will help when we approach triangle pose. So when your next inhale arises, belly draws down, heart pulls through, gaze goes up. Feel the belly and the back, what's going on here. On the exhale, round, bringing the rib cage towards the hips. Shoulder blades pull up. Again, take a moment, feel the body. Inhale, belly draws down, heart pulls through, gaze goes up. Notice what this feels like, the muscles that are working. Exhale, round, lift the shoulder blades. One more round again. Really try to feel what's going on in the core as you flow. Inhale to look up. And exhale, round, looking towards the knees, thighs, or belly button. Inhale, back to tabletop position, neutral spine. And then exhale, curl the toes under, lift the knees up, press those hips on back, downward facing dog. Once you get to your down dog, feel free to pedal out the feet, shift the weight forward and back, side to side. You can even come up on tippy toes. Find what feels good here. Really try to work into stretching and moving the backs of the legs. Breathing into that area as we warm up the legs for our flow today. Stay in the body. Notice what you feel and breathe deeply as your head becomes used to being below the hips. So you might feel blood rush towards the head, and that's okay. Let's take 2 more big breaths. 1 more breath. On your next inhale, begin to tippy toe or walk the feet all the way up to the hands. If you need to bend the knees to get there, feel free to do so. Once you get to the top of your mat, rise up halfway and pull the heart forward. Exhale, fold to the feet. Inhale, bend the knees and slowly roll up, stacking 1 vertebra at a time, coming all the way up to standing. On your exhale, roll the shoulders down the back body. Great job. Inhale, hands sweep out and around, palms touch. Exhale, bow, fold to the feet. Inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, plank pose. Lower the knees, the chest, and then the chin. Booties up towards the sky. Inhale, pull the heart through, lower the hips, low cobra. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to pause here for 5 big breaths. Your choice if you want to continue to add movement, if you feel like you want to still work into the backs of the legs. If you're in stagnant downward facing dog, continue to breathe deeply and press the hands down into the mat. Forearms will lift up and away when you do so. Find that motion again of shrugging the shoulders down the back body. So the inner upper arms are going to roll out away from the ears and face. Press the knees towards the wall behind you as the heels drive down low, belly pulls in and up. 1 more big breath here, you got it. On your next inhale, either walk or 1 big step on up to the feet, or bring the feet up to the hands and rise up halfway. Exhale, fold to the feet. Coming up with a flat back, now inhale, rise all the way up to standing, hands sweep out and around, palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands through heart center, then come down by the sides. 1 more time, inhale, hands sweep out and around, palms touch. Exhale, fold to the feet. Inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward. Exhale, step it back, plank pose, your choice. You can either keep the knees lifted or lower them, but lower yourself down towards the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog, now straightening the arms. Exhale, down dog, curl the toes under and press up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe deeply again, 5 big breaths. Make this an active posture, really pressing the thighs, the knees, towards the wall behind you like you want to make a print of your booty on the wall behind you. Breathe deeply to the low belly. Couple more big breaths. Keep pressing the palms in towards the ground. 2 more breaths here. 1 more big breath. On your next inhale, step your feet all the way up to the hands. Rise up halfway when you get to the top. Exhale, fold to the feet. Inhale all the way up to standing. Hands sweep out and around as you rise, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, then down by the sides. Chair pose next. Inhale, bend the knees, hands sweep up. Pause here for a moment. If you cannot see your tippy toes, press your booty back and stack the knees over the ankles. 1 more big breath here. On your exhale, fold as you do so, straighten the legs, hands come down to the feet. Inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward. Exhale, plank pose, step it back, and then lower yourself down to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, down dog, press the hips up and back. On your next inhale, step only your right foot up between your hands. Back heel is lifted, rise up, high lunge. So hands sweep up. Pause here for a big breath, and then we're gonna spin to warrior two. So on your next exhale, begin to look toward the left-hand side. As you do so, left back foot spins down. So the heel comes down to the mat. Your right knee is gonna stay pointing forward, but your left hip is now opening up to the side. Hands reach out like a T shape. Pause here for a couple breaths. Really sink into that front knee. Now remember that motion we did in the wide-legged forward fold when we had the inner thighs rotating back? Can you try to find that here? So bring your awareness to the left inner thigh. Can you imagine that rolling back? And at the same time, right knee presses toward the right pinky toe side of your foot. So you're really opening the hips toward the long edge of your mat. Press down through the outside edge of your left foot. Low belly pulls in and up, so the tailbone just gently begins to point towards the ground. Look over your front middle fingers, the right hand. Pause for a couple more big breaths. Really reach the fingertips out in opposite directions. Keep pressing that right knee toward the right-hand side of your mat. One more breath. Good job. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame your front foot, back heel lifts up, and then step it back, plank pose. Lower yourself down towards the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog, shine the heart forward. Exhale, press it on back, down dog. Take a big breath in your downward facing dog, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So on your next inhale, step the left foot up between your hands, back heel stays lifted, high lunge. Reach those hands up. Pause here for a big breath. We're gonna spin into our warrior two. So when you're ready on your exhale, begin to pivot looking toward the right-hand side. Back right heel spins down to the mat, bend that front left knee. Arms reach out to a T shape, look over the left fingertips. Again, pause here. We're gonna find that motion of opening the inner thighs outward. So press that left knee toward the left pinky toe side of your foot, and then press the outer edge of the right foot down into the mat. And imagine like you want to pull that right hip back as you continue to pull that left knee toward the left-hand side. Pause for a couple more big breaths. Pull the belly button in towards the spine, and then try to imagine like you're lifting it up towards your head. Relax the shoulders down the back body. Reach in opposite directions. Two more big breaths. One more big breath. Should feel the hips opening here. On your exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Frame the front foot. Back heel lifts. Step the front foot back. Lower yourself down towards the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 big breaths in your downward facing dog. Breathe deeply and just observe how the hips feel after warrior two on each side. Breathe to the low belly, to the hips. Continue to press the knees towards the wall behind you, driving the heels down towards the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. Low belly pulls in. 2 more big breaths. Shoulders pull down the back body. 1 more breath. Great job. On your next inhale, either step or hop the feet up between your hands. Rise up halfway whenever you get to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold to the feet. Inhale, chair pose, bend the knees. Sweep the hands up. Pause. Exhale, stand. Take a moment, bring the hands to heart center, palms touch, and close the eyes. Feel the body. Maybe you notice the heartbeat increasing. Breathe deeply. If you have a panting-like nature to the breath, even out, balance the inhales and the exhales. Let yourself feel what's going on. 2 more big breaths. Simply connect with your being, with your body. 1 more. Great job. On your next inhale, peel the eyes open, hands come by the sides. Exhale. Inhale, hands sweep out and around, palms touch at the top. Exhale, fold to the feet. Inhale, rise up halfway, lengthen the spine. And on your exhale, again, step back, plank pose, lower yourself down to the mat. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. On your next inhale, right foot steps up between your hands. Let's make our way to that high lunge again. Pause here for a breath or two, and then we're going to spin out to our warrior two. So this time, again, we're going to look over toward the left-hand side. That back heel is going to drop backwards and bend into the front knee. So this is our warrior two. From here, we're going to make our way to triangle pose, and we're really going to kind of workshop this a bit, so it's going to be a little less flowy. So we're going to start by straightening that front knee. So notice, lift the torso up when we straighten that front knee. Now I'm not locking the knee out. There's a soft micro bend. See that tiny little angle there? So that keeps the muscles working around the bone structure in the leg. So pause here for a brief moment. Bring your hands to your hips. So feel those hip joints in there. On your next inhale, can you pivot, keeping the legs as they are? Look towards the front, so only pivot as much as you can. Exhale, pivot, look toward the left and try to push your left hip back as much as possible. Yeah, see how those hips move? Inhale forward. We're just going to do that a couple times. Feel the hips. Exhale, pull that left hip back. Now you're facing the side. One more time. Inhale, look forward, feel the hips. Exhale, peel back. Very good. Pause here. You're looking toward the left side. Again, soft micro bend in that front knee. From here, we're going to inhale, bring the arms out. Exhale. So pause here. On your next inhale, keep the legs exactly as they are. Press that left thigh, the left knee back. You should feel that opening like we did in Warrior Two. On your next exhale, can you keep the legs as they are and try to reach it forward? See how far you can go. Inhale, come back. So we're keeping the arms in one plane. Exhale, reach it forward. Feel that stretch. Inhale, come back. One more time. Exhale, reach those fingertips forward. Exhale, come back. Great job. So this time we're going to exhale, reach, and then place our hand down on our leg. So exhale, reach it forward. Drop that right hand down. It'll fall somewhere on that right leg. And then maybe you begin to lift the left hand up towards the ceiling. So pause here for a couple breaths. Bring your awareness to the legs. Have they shifted? So just like in our wide-legged forward fold, inside of that right thigh is spinning out toward the wall behind you or the pinky toe side of the foot. Left hip continues to press back. Do you have that alignment? All right, remember when we did cat-cow? We're going to bring that into play here. On your next exhale, could you imagine like you're rounding the spine, so shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, that you want to crunch your core towards your pelvis? On your inhale, can you lift up like you want to arc your spine like when we look up towards the ceiling? Exhale, round. Inhale, open up. We're going to do one more round. Just feel what's going on in your core. Exhale, round. Inhale, open up. Now we're going to pause in this opening up state. Stay right as you are, but when you're here, can you pull the belly button in and up? You'll feel the back lengthen. Beautiful job. From here, look up towards your top fingertips if it feels okay for your neck. Shrug the shoulders onto the back body just like we did throughout class. Two more big breaths here. You're in your nice triangle pose. One more big breath. Great job. On your exhale, bring your top hand down, bend your front knee. Both hands come down to frame the front foot. Lift your back heel up off the ground. Step it back, plank pose. Big inhale in plank. Exhale, lower yourself down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Pause for two big breaths in your downward facing dog. Just observe how your right leg, right hip feels in comparison to the left. One more big breath. On your next inhale, step or hop the feet up between your hands and rise up halfway when you get to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold to the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Hands sweep out and around as you rise, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes for a brief moment. Pause here for a couple big breaths, breathing deeply and simply observing the body after how it feels on, or after we just did triangle pose on that's the right side. Let's take two big breaths. One more big breath. So we're going to do the same flow on the other side. On your next inhale, eyes draw open, hands come by the sides. Exhale. Inhale, hands sweep out and around, palms touch at the top. Exhale, follow your hands down to the feet. Inhale, rise up halfway. Pull the heart forward. And exhale, step those feet on back. Plank pose, lower yourself down to the mat. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. On your next inhale, left foot steps up between the hands. Find your balance, rise on up, high lunge. Take a breath or two in high lunge. Breathe deeply. And then from here, we're gonna make our way to our warrior two. So you're gonna turn to face the right hand side. As you do so, that back heel's gonna lower down. I'm gonna pivot so I can face you while I speak, but you're still facing the front of your mat. So sink down into that front knee, pause here for a moment. Let's find that shape again. So you wanna feel like you're pressing that left knee toward the pinky toe side of the foot, and then that right hip, that right knee opens out, okay? Hands to the hips if they're not already there. Inhale, straighten that front left leg. So we're gonna do our little rotation again to feel the hips. On your next inhale, pivot, look as far forward to the front of the mat as you can. Exhale, open up, feel the hips shift. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, open that right hip back. One more time, inhale, look forward. Exhale, open up. Pause in that open up state. So it should feel like both of your hip points are pointing toward the side of your mat. Pause here, just notice that. Press that right thigh backwards, and the inner left thigh, like we did in that wide-legged forward fold, spins out and away from you. All right, let's try a reach forward. So inhale, hands come to that T shape, keeping the legs exactly as they are, kneecaps lifted, micro bend, and that front left knee on your exhale. Can you reach it on forward like you want to touch the wall in front of you? Good job. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale, reach it forward. Good job. Inhale, bring it up to center one more time. Exhale, reach it forward. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up to center. This time we're going to reach forward and hold. So exhale, reach it forward. Once you cannot reach any further, drop that left hand toward the left leg. Maybe the right hand reaches up. Pause here for a big breath. We're going to try those kind of cat-cow motions as we're here. So on your next exhale, bring the chest towards the pelvic region, the hips like you're rounding the spine. Inhale, open up, shine the chest. Exhale, round the back body. Inhale, open up. One more time. Exhale, round. Inhale, open up. Now once you're opening up, pause in that opening up point and then pull the belly button in and up. You'll feel the back body lengthen. Maybe you look up towards the top hand, shrug the shoulders onto your back body. Keep those legs, the inner thighs, rotating out like we did in our wide-legged forward fold. Maybe you look up towards the top, fingertips. Let's take 2 more big breaths. 1 more breath. Beautiful. On your exhale, bend that left knee. Both hands come down to frame that left foot. Back heel pops up, and then step the feet back. Plank pose. Lower yourself down to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Pause for about 2 big breaths in your downward facing dog. Observe now how that left leg feels. Breathe deeply. 1 more big breath. On your next inhale, either step or hop the feet on up to the hands. Whenever you get to the top of the mat, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward. Exhale, fold down to the feet. Inhale all the way up to standing. Hands sweep out and around as you rise, palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, pause once the hands are there and close the eyes. Take a couple moments, breathe deeply, and simply observe. Notice how your body feels. Maybe you specifically bring your awareness to the legs, to the hips, and just become aware. Whenever your next inhale arises, gently peel the eyes open, hands come by the sides, exhale. Inhale, hands sweep out and around, palms touch at the top. Exhale, fold to the feet. Inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward, and then exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, plank pose, and this time lower yourself all the way to the belly and pause there on your exhale. From here, stack the palms one on top of another and gently rest your forehead down on your hands. And we're just going to take a break right here to simply be with the breath. Breathe deeply for a couple moments and simply feel the breath in the body along the mat. On the inhales, the belly presses out towards the ground beneath you. On the exhales, the body melts towards the ground. Couple more big breaths. On your next inhale, gently lift your head up off the hands. Exhale, bring the hands under the shoulders. We're going to do a little bit of work in our back bends. So on your next inhale, gently peel the heart up, elbows squeeze in by your sides, low cobra. Exhale, lower down towards the ground. Inhale, peel the heart up, shrug the shoulders onto the back body. Exhale, lower. On your next inhale, peel the heart up. Pause once you're lifted, and we're going to hold for a couple big breaths. So really press the tops of the toes down towards the mat beneath you. Lift the kneecaps up towards the hips. Shoulders shrug down by the sides as the elbows squeeze in. 2 more big breaths. Relax your jaw. 1 more big breath. On your exhale, slowly lower yourself back down. If you want to stack your palms again and either rest the cheek or the forehead down, feel free to do so. Breathe deeply to the low back and simply notice how you feel. Alrighty, so for our next back bend, you can stay in low cobra or move forward with me. If you want to move forward on your next inhale, lift the head up off the hands and then bring the elbows under the shoulders this time. So the forearms and the hands are going to be flat on the ground, elbows directly under shoulders. Sphinx pose. So press the hands, the forearms down into the mat and then press the toes down into the mat as well. You're going to feel the lift of the kneecap as the thighs lift up off the ground. Press the hips in towards the mat and then pull the low belly in towards the spine. Shine the heart forward, and rather than lifting the chin and craning the neck, try to keep the back of the neck long as you look directly in front of you. Crown of the head pulls up. So everything that's touching the ground is pressing down. Anything that's not touching the ground is lifting up and away. So while it looks like the body may just be chilling in this posture, everything's working here. 2 more big breaths. 1 more big breath. Now from here, if this is enough of a back bend, you're going to stay exactly as you are. If you want to move 1 more step further on your next inhale, you're going to press through the hands and lift the forearms, the elbows up off the mat. Seal pose. So please, 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 as you're here, continue to pull the low belly in towards the spine. Breathe deeply. If you want to go even further, you can step the hands back towards you just a little bit to work a bit deeper into your low back. Shoulders pull down away from the ears. Keep pulling that low belly in towards the spine. Breathe deeply here. Let's say 2 more big breaths. 1 more breath wherever you are. And on your exhale, gently walk the hands back down. Stack 1 palm on top of another and rest the opposite cheek on your hands or the forehead again. Pause here, breathe deeply. And once you feel like your low back has settled on your next inhale, bend the knees and lift the feet up towards the ceiling and then gently just drop the feet side to side. So windshield wiper the feet, finding a release in the low back as the feet sway. Continue to feel your body and breathe deeply. Only when you are ready, gently lower the feet back down towards the ground beneath you. And then on your next inhale, gently lift the head up off the hands. Hands come under the shoulders and then press yourself up, tabletop position. And we're going to work our way to child's pose with the knees touching. So bring the knees close together or touching. And then on your exhale, sink the hips back towards the heels and allow your body to drape towards the ground. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can easily just work the knees out further away from each other. But if it feels good to rest your belly and torso on the thighs, then you can stay as you are. Breathe to the low back here. Feel the breath in the body. Allow your body to simply melt down. One more big breath. And on your next inhale, gently walk the hands back towards you until you're sitting up all the way on the heels. Exhale, swing those legs out and around in front of you, and we're gonna lay down next. So inch yourself forward if you need some space, and then reach those arms out in front of you. On the exhale, slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Once you lay down, inhale, bring the knees in towards the chest, wrap your arms around the legs, Apanasana, knees to chest pose, and gently rock side to side. As you rock side to side, press the low back down to the mat, draw the hips down so you give yourself a little low back massage. Breathe deeply. And we'll gently transition to happy baby pose once you are ready. So only when you're ready, on an inhale, release the bind of the arms, flex the feet, lift the legs, and your choice. You can grab onto the back sides of your thighs, you can grab onto the lower legs or the outside edges of your feet. Either way, the knees come towards the side bodies, feet flex, and then you press the hips and low back down, resisting the lift. And maybe you rock side to side if that feels good in your body. Keep the shoulders and the arms as soft as possible. Relax your jaw. Breathe to those hips. Couple more big breaths. From here, your choice. You can either move through butterfly legs, Trikonasana, either holding the feet or just letting that shape fall to the ground, or you can simply make your way all the way to Shavasana. So your choice, how you transition. If there's any other posture that you wish to take right now, any stretch or shape that you'd like to make in your body, now's the time to take it. And only when you're ready, we'll meet up, totally resting on the ground for Shavasana. If you're still flowing, please take all the time that you need. If you've made your way to Shavasana, gently draw your eyes closed. And take a couple of moments to invite in a soft, easy, and relaxed state to your mind, to your body, to the space all around and within you. Begin to relax your body down towards the ground, starting by softening the crown of your head. Relax your forehead, soften the eyebrows and the eyes. Relax your temples, the cheekbones, and soften your jaw. Relax your lips, the teeth, as you gently float the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. Soften the ears, the back of the head, and the scalp. Relax the neck, open the throat, and allow the shoulders to melt towards the ground beneath you. Soften your upper arms and the elbows as you relax the lower arms and the wrists. Soften the hands as every finger gets a little bit lighter. Relax your chest, your rib cage, the belly, and melt your back body completely down towards the ground beneath you, softening the vertebra and every space between them along your spine. Relax the hips, the glutes, the pelvic region. Soften the upper legs and the knees. Relax the lower legs and the ankles. And relax your feet, softening every toe. Notice if you're holding on anywhere else in your body, and simply let go. Relax your body completely towards the ground beneath you, melting the body down. Allow this state of relaxation and ease to translate to your mind, softening the mind as though it's a muscle itself, letting it melt and fade away. For the next couple of moments, allow yourself to simply be in this restful state. Allow yourself to continue to drift away with every natural breath your body takes. Allowing yourself to just be in your body. Gently begin to draw the awareness back in towards your body. Maybe you eventually deepen the breath or add small wiggles to the toes, the fingers, the wrists and ankles. And only when you feel ready to move, gently roll yourself over to either side and pause there to rest in a fetal position. Again, take your time. Eventually make your way all the way up to seated, keeping the eyes softly closed as you move. And we'll eventually meet up with the eyes closed and the palms touching at heart center. Take a couple of moments once you arrive to consciously observe how you feel. Draw your awareness to your mind, to your head space, and simply notice how it feels. What word describes the state of your mind right now? Gently draw your awareness to your body, notice how it feels. What word describes your body right now? And eventually tune into your emotional well-being. Notice the emotion that you feel in this moment. And gently give yourself a smile. Really thank yourself for showing up here today, for dedicating your time to your practice, to your health, and to your life. And thank you for sharing your beautiful energy and practice with me and everybody else who joined in here today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.